We are at stage 5, paragraph page 380. Last head word was walking stick, a newer type of lesson. Okay, so let's start with our revision. Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Here we go. First question. Yep. Which is further from Spain, Sweden or Switzerland? Which is further from Spain, Sweden or Switzerland? Sweden is
Sweden
further
is
from
further
Spain
from
than
Spain than
Switzerland.
Switzerland.
What's the furthest you've ever been? What's the furthest you've ever been? The furthest
The
I've
farthest
ever
I've
been
ever been
is
is
from
from Japan to
to
Dubai.
very good. Where do you have to go if you wanted further information about train times at a station? Where do you have to go if you wanted further information about train times at a station? I'd have to
I
go
have to
to
go to
the
information office.
if I
I,
wanted
if I wanted
further
further
information
information
about
about
train
train
times
time
at
at
the
station.
station. Very good. Give me a further example of the word further. Give me a further example of the word further, please. If I fail
If I
an
failed
exam,
an exam,
I'd have to
I
take
have to take
further
further
lessons.
lessons.
Very good. Okay. When do we use the present perfect? When do we use the present perfect? We use the
We use the
present perfect
present
when
perfect
we are
when we are
thinking
thinking
about
about time
before
before
and
and
up to
after
now.
now.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. Mary cannot
Mary could
enter her
not
flat
enter her flat
because she has
because
lost
she
her
had
key.
lost her key.
Very good. What does that sentence mean? What does that sentence mean? That sentence
That
means
sentence means
that Mary
Mary
does not
does,
know
does not
where
know
her
where
key
her
is
key is
now
now
because of
because
losing
of
it
losing it
earlier
earlier
today.
today.
Very good. When do we use the past perfect? When do we use the past perfect? We use the
We
past
use the
perfect
past
when
perfect
we are
we are
thinking
thinking
about time
about time
before
before
and
and
up
after
to
another
another point
point
in
in
the
the past.
past. Give me an example. Give me an example, please. Mary could
Mary
not
could not
enter her
enter her
flat
flat
yesterday because
yesterday
she has
because
lost
she
her
had
key.
lost her key.
What does that sentence mean? What does that sentence mean? That
That
sentence means
sentence
that
means
Mary
Mary
did not
didn't
know
know
where
where
her
her key
key
was
was
yesterday
yesterday because of
because
losing it
because of losing it
earlier in the
earlier
day.
in the day.
Very good. What's the difference between these two sentences? I ate my dinner at 9 o'clock and I had eaten my dinner at 9 o'clock. What's the difference between these two sentences? I ate my dinner at 9 o'clock and I had eaten my dinner at 9 o'clock. The difference
The
between
difference
these
between
two
these two
sentences is
sentences
that
is
I
that
ate my
I
dinner
ate my
at
dinner
9
at 9
o'clock
o'clock
means
means
I started
I
to eat my
started
dinner
to eat my
at
dinner
9
at 9
o'clock,
o'clock,
whereas I had
whereas I
eaten my
had
dinner
eaten my
at
dinner
9
at
o'clock
9 o'clock
means
means
that my dinner
my dinner
was
was
already
already
finished
finished
at 9
at
o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Very good. Had you had anything to eat before you came to school today? Had you had anything to eat before you came to school today? Yes or no?
Yes, I had had
So,
something to
to,
eat
before I
before
came
I
to
came to
school
school
today.
today.
Very good. Have you ever seen me before you came to the school? Have you ever seen me before you came to the school? Yes or no?
No,
I had
I
never
had
seen you
never seen you
before I came
before
to the
I came
school.
to this school.
Very good. When you began your lesson at this school, had you already studied some English or were you a complete beginner? When you began your lesson at this school, had you already studied some English or were you a complete beginner? When I
When
began
I
my
began my
lesson at
lesson
this
at
school,
this school,
I had
I had
already
already
studied some
studied some
English.
English.
Very good. What does the word party mean in Japanese? What does the word party mean in Japanese? The word
The
party
word
means
party means with a party to,
i- in Japanese.
in
Do you
Japanese.
ever throw a party at home on your birthday? Do you ever throw a party at home on your birthday? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
sometimes
sometimes
throw a party at home on
on
my
my.
birthday.
Which is the strongest political party in your country today? Which is the strongest political party in your country today? The
The Jimin Party
is
is
the
the strongest
strongest
political
political
party
party in my
in my
country today.
country today.
Very good. Do you prefer to go on holiday with a friend or in a large party? Do you prefer to go on holiday with a friend or in a large party? I prefer to go
Prefer to go on holiday
with
with a friend
than.
than in a mass party.
Very good. Okay. What does the word mad mean? What does the word mad mean? The word
The
mad
word
means
mad means
angry,
angry,
very
very
interested,
interested,
and
and Pretty.
Right? Do some people get mad when they're driving in very heavy traffic? Do some people get mad when they're driving in very heavy traffic? Yes,
Yes,
some
some
people
people
get
get
mad
mad
when they're
when they're
driving
driving
in
in
very
very heavy
heavy
traffic.
traffic. Very good. What kind of things are you most mad about? What kind of things are you most mad about? I'm most mad
I most
about
mad
m-
about
music,
music,
films,
films,
sports,
books,
etc.
etc.
If a friend told you they had seen a UFO, would you believe them or think they were going mad? If a friend told you they had seen a UFO, would you believe them or think they were going mad? If a friend told me, okay,
If a, if a
if a
friend
friend
told
told
me
me
they
they
had
had
seen a
seen a UFO,
UFO, I think they were going mad.
very good. Okay, one moment. Let me reconnect. Hello? Okay, we're back. Okay, let's start. So, what happens if one pupil copies from another during an exam? What happens if one pupil copies from another during an exam? If one pupil
From
copies
pupil
from
copies from
another
another
during an
during
exam,
an exam,
he's
he
sent
said
out
out
of
of
the
his mind.
room. Very good. When you answer a question during a Callan lesson, should you simply copy what the teacher says? When you answer a question during a Callan lesson, should you simply copy what the teacher says? No. When
No,
I
when I
answer
answered
a question
question
during a
in
Callan lesson,
during current
I
lesson,
shouldn't
I
simply
shouldn't
copy
simply
what the
copy
teacher
what
says.
teacher
I
says.
should try to
I
answer
should try to
the
answer
questions
the
without
question
waiting to hear
without waiting to
the
hear
words
the
from the
word
teacher first.
from the teacher first.
Very good. If you were given two copies of the same book for your birthday, what would you do? If you were given two copies of the same book for your birthday, what would you do? If I were given two copies
If I were given two
of the same book
copies
for
of
my
of the
birthday,
same book for my birthday,
I'd
I'd send it.
very good. Okay. Does the weather have a strong influence over you? Do you, for example, feel happy in good weather and unhappy in bad weather? Does the weather have a strong influence over you? Do you, for example, feel happy in good weather and unhappy in bad weather? Yes or no?
Yes,
The
the
weather
weather
has a
has a
strong
strong influence
influence
over
over
me.
me. I feel happy
I feel happy
in
in
good
good weather and
weather
unhappy
and happy in bad
in
weather.
bad weather.
Very good. What is the name of the famous mouse in the cinema world? What is the name of the famous mouse in the cinema world? The name of the
The
famous
name of the
mouse
famous
in
mouse
the cinema
in
world
the
is
cinema
Mickey
world
Mouse.
is Mickey Mouse.
What do mice like eating? What do mice like eating? Mice like eating
Eating
cheese,
cheese,
etc.
etc.
Very good. What part of the body is this? What part of the body is this? That part of
The
the
part
body
of the
is
body
the throat.
is the throat.
Very good. Which would you prefer? A job that gave you the opportunity to visit other countries or a job that gave you the opportunity to earn a lot? Which would you prefer? A job that gave you the opportunity to visit other countries or a job that gave you the opportunity to earn a lot? I'd prefer a
I
job
prefer a
that
job
gave me
that gave
the
me the
opportunity to.
opportunity to earn a lot.
Very good. What do we mean by the underdeveloped countries of the world? What do we mean by the underdeveloped countries of the world? By the
By the
underdeveloped
underdeveloped
countries
country
of
of
the
the
world.
world,
We mean those
in
with
those with
little
little
industry,
industry,
agriculture, etc.
agriculture, etc.
Very good. Where was the Callan book printed? Where was the Callan book printed? The Callan
The
book
Columbus
was
is
printed
printed
was
was
printed
printed
in London.
in London.
Very good. Where do we find sand? Where do we find sand? We find
We
sand
find
on a
sand,
beach,
a beach,
in a
in a
desert,
desert,
etc.
etc.
When you're on holiday, do you enjoy lying on a beach in the sun? When you're on holiday, do you enjoy lying on a beach in the sun? Yes or no?
Yes,
When
yes.
I'm on
When I'm
holiday,
on
I
holiday,
enjoy
I enjoy
lying on a
lying
beach
on the
in the
beach in the
sun.
sun.
Why is it difficult to live in a desert? Why is it difficult to live in a desert? It's difficult
It's
to live
difficult to
in a
live in
desert
the desert
because there
because
is so
there is
little
so
water.
little water.
Very good. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? You're
You
knocking
are
on the
knocking
table.
on that table.
Is there a bell in this school? Is there a bell in this school? Yes or no?
No, there
There
isn't a
is a
bell
bell
in
in
this
this
school.
school. What do you do when you arrive at somebody's front door in order to pay a visit? What do you do when you arrive at somebody's front door in order to pay a visit? when I
If
arrive
I when I arrive
at
at
somebody's front
somebody's
door
front
in
door
order to
in
pay a
order
visit.
to pay a visit,
I knock on the
I
door
I knock
or
on the
ring the
door
doorbell.
or ring the doorbell.
Very good. When do people shout? When do people shout? People shout
People
when
shout
they're
when they're
angry
angry
or when
or
they
they
think
think
somebody
somebody
can't
can't
hear
hear
them.
them.
Very good. If there were some people shouting loudly outside in the corridor, would you be able to hear me? If there were some people shouting loudly outside in the corridor, would you be able to hear me? No. If there were some
No,
people
if there are
shouting loudly
some people shouting loudly
outside in the
outside in the
corridor,
corridor,
I wouldn't be able to
I
hear you.
wouldn't be able to hear you.
Very good. Okay. Do some people use walking sticks to help them move around when they get older? Do some people use walking sticks to help them move around when they get older? Yes, some
Yes,
people
some
use
people use
walking sticks
walking sticks
to help
to
them move
help them
around
move around
when
when
they
they
get
get older.
older. Which animal like to fetch sticks that you throw for them? Which animals like to fetch sticks that you throw for them? Dogs
Dogs
like to
like
fetch
to
sticks
fetch sticks
that you
that
throw
you
for them.
throw for them.
Very good. And that's the end of our revision. Let's
Okay.
have new work. Okay, so let's learn about would prefer plus infinitive with to. Okay, the construction, the words would
Okay.
prefer plus infinitive, the base form of the verb with the word to. Okay, listen. Some examples of the construction prefer plus infinitive with to are prefer to live, prefer to eat, prefer to drink, prefer to walk. Example sentences: I'd prefer to live by the lake than to live by the sea. This evening, I'd prefer to go out for dinner than simply go home. Okay, let's practice. Where would you prefer to live? By a lake or by the sea? Where would you prefer to live? By a lake or by the sea? I'd prefer to
I'd
live.
like to
One
live
more.
by
I'd
the sea.
prefer to live
I prefer to live
by the sea
by the sea
than to live by the
than
lake.
to live by the lake.
Very good. This evening, would you prefer to go out for dinner or simply go home? This evening, would you prefer to go out for dinner or simply go home? This evening,
This
I'd
evening,
prefer to
I'd prefer to go out
for dinner
for, for
than
dinner
to simply go
than
home.
to simply go home.
Very good. Okay, next exclamation mark.
Exclamation mark.
Very good. Okay, listen. An exclamation mark is a mark that you write after a sentence or a word that expresses surprise, anger, or excitement, like that. So that's an exclamation mark. Okay. Next. Okay. Okay. So let's learn about words that end in ness. Okay. So repeat: reason,
Listen,
illness,
illness,
tiredness,
tiredness,
darkness.
darkness.
Very good. Okay, listen. To form a noun, to make a noun from an adjective, we sometimes add the letters ness to the adjective.
Huh.
For example, the adjective slow. To make it a noun, you say slowness, late, lateness, careless, carelessness, etc. Okay, let's practice. How do we sometimes form a noun from an adjective? How do we sometimes form a noun from an adjective? We
We
sometimes form a
sometimes
noun
form
from an
form a noun
adjective
from an
by
adjective
adding the
by
letters
adding the letters
ness to
ss
the adjective.
to the adjectives.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. Late,
Late,
lateness.
lateness.
When did you have your last illness? When did you have your last illness? I had my
I
last
had
illness.
my last illness is
No,
one.
not is. I had my last illness
I
one
had
month.
1 month ago.
Very good. One more. I had my last
I had
illness
my last illness
1 month ago.
1 month ago.
Very good. But if you say my last illness was last month ago,
Mm-mm.
okay. Very good. Next. What's the reason for tiredness? What's the reason for tiredness? The reason for
The
tiredness
reason of
is too
tiredness
much work,
is too much
not
work,
enough sleep,
not
etc.
enough sleep, etc.
What's the reason for darkness at night? What's the reason for darkness at night? The reason
The
for
reason
darkness at
for
night
darkness at
is that
night
the world
is that
turns
the world turns
completely round
completely
every
round
24 hours.
every 24 hours.
Very good. Next, repeat: alone.
Alone.
We're gonna okay, listen. The word alone is an adjective. It means the only one. For example, I'm the only one in this room, or we can say I'm alone in this room. Another way of saying he lives on his own is he lives alone. I don't live alone. I live with my family. I don't prefer to go on holiday alone. I prefer to go on holiday in company. Yeah, let's practice. What's another way of saying he lives on his own? What's another way of saying he lives on his own? Another
The
way of
another
saying
way of
he
saying
lives on his
he
own
lives on his
is he
own
lives alone.
is he lives alone.
Do you live alone or with other people? Do you live alone or with other people? I live with
I live with
my
another
family.
my family.
Very good. Do you prefer to go on holiday alone? Do you prefer to go on holiday alone? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I like
prefer, I
I
prefer to
prefer
go on holiday
to go
alone.
on holiday alone.
Right? I like to go is also correct. Okay, next repeat already.
Already.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word already is an adverb. It means before now or before a particular time. For example, we've already studied stage 4 of the Callan Method. So we're done with stage 4. Let's practice. Has the lesson already finished? Has the lesson already finished? No, the
No,
lesson
the
hasn't
lesson
finished
hasn't
yet.
already
Hasn't
finished
finished
yet.
yet. It's still in progress.
It's still in progress.
Right? Are you already able to speak English without making any mistakes? Are you already able to speak English without making any mistakes? No, I'm not
No, I'm
able
not
to speak English
na- able to speak English
without making any mistakes
without
yet.
make any mistakes yet.
I still make some mistakes.
I still make some mistakes.
Wait, are we already in spring? Are we already in spring? No, we
No,
aren't in
we
spring yet.
aren't in spring yet.
We're still in
We are
winter.
still in winter.
Very good. Have we already studied stage 4 of the Callan method? Have we already studied stage 4 of the Callan method? Yes, we've
Yes,
already
we already
studied stage 4
studied stage
of the
4
Callan method.
of the current lessons
Callan method.
method.
Our lesson is also correct. Very good. Next, repeat. Thrown.
Drawn,
Wait, one more. Thrown.
thrown,
Very good again. Throw is a verb. The three forms of throw are throw, threw, thrown. So thrown is a past participle. For example, I've thrown something away by mistake which was worth a lot of money. I thrown my money by mistake. So let's practice. What are the three forms of throw? What are the three forms of throw? The three
the
forms of
three
throw
forms of
are
throw
throw,
are
threw,
throw,
thrown.
through, thrown.
Have you ever thrown anything away by mistake which was worth a lot of money? Have you ever thrown anything away by mistake which was worth a lot of money? Yes or no?
No,
I've never
I've
thrown
never thrown
anything away by
anything
mistake
away by
which
mistake,
was worth a
which
lot of
was
money.
worth a lot of money,
Very good. Next, repeat. In spite of,
in spite of,
despite.
despite.
Very good. Again, listen. In spite of and despite both mean the same as although. So in spite of, despite, although are the same. But they are prepositions, so we put nouns after them. The three ways of using in spite of or despite can be followed by a noun or a gerund, the ing, or the words the fact that. For example, in spite of her illness, she went to work. Despite being ill, she went to work. And in spite of the fact that she was ill, she went to work. Okay, so let's next listen. It is important to remember that in spite of and despite cannot be followed immediately by a subject and verb. For example, we cannot say in spite of she was ill, she went to work. We must put in spite of the fact. Okay, let's practice. Why do some people do dangerous sports in spite of the danger? Why do some people do dangerous sport in spite of the danger? Some people do
Some people
dangerous
do
sports
dangerous
in
sports
spite of the danger
in spite of the danger
because they find them
because
exciting.
they find them excited.
Right? Name some foods that are very popular despite being bad for the health. Name some foods that are very popular despite being bad for the health. some foods that
Some
are
foods
very popular
that are very popular
despite being bad for the
despite
health
being bad
are
for the health are
but hamburger,
hamburger,
ramen, tonkotsu.
ramen.
Okay, very good. Yakiniku, etc. Okay, next. Do you think it's worth learning a foreign language in spite of the fact that it's quite difficult? Do you think it's worth learning a foreign language in spite of the fact that it's quite difficult? Yes, I think
Yes,
it's
I
worth
think
learning
it's worth
a foreign
to learning
language.
a foreign
One more.
language.
Yes, I think
Yes,
it's
I think
worth learning
it's worth
a
learning
foreign language in
a foreign
spite of
language
the
in
fact
spite of the
that
fact
it's quite difficult.
that it's quite difficult.
Very good. In spite of studying a lot of words and grammar, do you still find English a little difficult? In spite of studying a lot of words and grammar, do you still find English a little difficult? Yes. In
Yes,
spite of
in
studying
spite of
a lot
studying
of words
a
and
lot of
grammar,
words and
I
grammar,
still find English
I still find
a little
English
difficult.
a little difficult.
Very good. Okay, so now let's move on to reading.
Okay.
Okay, very good. So our reading is at stage 4, paragraph page 289. Last headword was to be going to. Okay,
Going
start
to.
with the second question. What am I going to do?
Okay. What am I going to do? You are going to open the book. You are going to sit down, etc. Do you think it's going to rain soon? No, I don't